A buck swope joint.
Buck swope joint.
A buck swope joint.
Anikka Albrite?
Yes.
I never heard of her. Anikka Albrite?
Yes.
I never heard of her.
Jeff, you better get your priorities straight, because when it comes to porn, Iggs is never going to fail. Even if he makes up names of porn stars that already exist and still takes credit for them being up and coming. Thanks. That comes from Anikka Albrite, head IT tech at the little video editing office of Apple iPhone's TikTok division. That is definitely not the result of any sort of issue with incompetent user error. Doug, Anikka Albrite.
Annika Albright.
She's a porn star.
I'm a fan.
Yeah.
I'm a fan.
Yeah, I'm a fan too. Wow, that's one where we're all fans. That's rare.
Iggy, I think when you made up the porn star names, you used Annika Albrite, even though you'd already been.
No, I wouldn't do that because I know her.
Now Buck Swope's going to pull the audio, and your number one name was Anikka Albrite.
I don't think so.
Swope's going to have a big day today.
Wow.
Anikka Albrite?
Yes.
I never heard of her. Anikka Albrite?
Yes.
I never heard of her. You want to make it big in the industry. You're listening to the show. Maybe Tiffany Smooth is thinking about going that next step.
How many wannabe porn stars you think are listening to this show right now?
Several.
Well, probably a few.
Oh, come on.
And they're thinking about, I want to get into it, but do I use my real name? Ann Jenkins. No, get rid of it.
I bet there's not
Ann
one.
Jenkins.
I bet there's not one that uses their real name.
Ann Jenkins.
I
Get
don't
out.
think you could come up with one that uses their real name.
But you have to have a, kind of like an alliteration, but also maybe a name that people will remember for something else.
Like Nicole Aniston. Not
Yes.
probably a member of the Aniston family, but you remember the name Aniston.
That's right.
You don't use your real name in your show business career.
Me?
You use Iggy.
Well, yeah, but you know my real name. That's
Yeah.
just a nickname.
Right.
Here's my first one. Demi Dalhousie.
Doug, named after a golf course in
Yeah.
Cape Girardeau.
I heard it's a nice course.
It is. It is a.
She must
it
have
is a
loved it when
great
she was
course.
there. Yeah.
And you can go with the actors, go Demi if you want. Or just
Demi
Demi.
Dalhousie.
Demi Dalhousie.
Because you're
Ins-
going to combine golf and porn again. You're still on that.
Instant star. Barkley Banks.
Doug, Charles Barkley, of course.
Sounds like a dog. Barkley? That's what people name
Barkley was
their
a dog on
dogs.
Sesame Street, was he not?
I think so.
It's got a ring to it. And now, winner of the AVN for
Barkley.
Best New Starlet, Barkley Banks.
Barkley.
I think Barkley's bad.
I think Berkeley would be better, wouldn't it?
Yeah, we'll change it to Berkeley Banks.
I like Berkeley Banks.
Thank you.
Okay.
Then we just changed it for you. Berkeley Banks. Now I want to get a little French.
What was the ethnicity of Dalhousie?
Oh, that's French too. But
People won't even know how to spell that, to look it up.
That's trouble for SEO, baby.
Yeah.
Carly Colquitt.
Colquitt? Like the punter?
Punting Brothers.
Yeah.
Carly Colquitt.
Why Colquitt?
Oh, we go Carly Calais. Something like that.
An I or a Y?
I went EY.
Whoa.
That's going to be
Very
It's
interesting choice.
It's almost like Charlie.
Well, there's no
I'd,
H
go,
in
I'd
it.
just go with a straight I.
All right, now we're going to go a little Swedish.
Okay.
Anikka Albrite.
Annika?
She already exists.
Anikka Albrite does?
Yes. She won like
Good name.
Star of the Year.
You got right to it.
Anikka Albrite?
Yes.
I never heard of her.
I'm 100% sure.
Tim is
of it.
correct.
Yeah.
Well, there you go.
She's
I came
married
up
to
with a
Mick
name
Blue.
that became
Is
popular.
it possible you've heard the name and that's what made you think of it?
No, I don't remember an Anikka Albrite.
Well, that's
I mean,
some list.
one of the biggest stars in the history of the game.
I'm not familiar with her. When it comes to porn, I'm not going to fail except for this time.
I got a good name for a baseball player, Babe Ruth.
She's won 13 AVNs in the last in a 3-year span. She won 13 AVNs.
You would have even been there.
And her name is Anikka.
You might have interviewed her.
Anikka Albrite. Yes.
Really?
When you made up the porn star names, you used Annika Albrite, even though you'd already been.
No, I wouldn't do that because I know her. Anikka Albrite?
Yes.
I never heard of her.